Hello there, in this video I'm going to show you how we can use alter command to make changes to constants in an existing table, such as adding or dropping constants such as not null, unique, default and check. So let's start. Firstly, understand that constants are rules and conditions that are applied to the data which we store in a database table, and we can add them or drop them from an existing table by using the alter command. We can also add them while creating a table, but we cannot drop them while creating a table because that is the first time when we are creating it. But only we can drop it using the alter command, and we can also add it later on using the alter command. So be clear with this. Now in the previous video I have already explained about the first constant, which is a primary key. Now in this video I'm going to explain about 4 constants starting with not null, which ensures that a column cannot have any null values. That means at the time of data insertion, that particular field or that particular column cannot be left as an cannot be left with null values. Next one is the default constant that assigns some default value to a field. When no value is inserted, the default value can be used for that. The third one being unique, it allows only unique values for a field. So it is quite similar to a primary key where we accept only unique values, but this one and primary key are not same. Unique is a constant that is only focused on the factor that the column will accept only unique values. That's it. So the last one is the check constant, which allows us to put a condition on some field. So I'll start with the not null constant and let us check its syntax. So we will be watching, we will be doing two. So to add the not null constant to a particular column, we have to write alter table followed by the table name, then write modify, then write the name of the column followed by its data type, and then write not null. The next one we will see is the syntax how to remove the not null constant, which is exactly similar to how we added. Only difference is that we will not write not null in the end. Apart from that, just check it out, both are same. So you need to write alter table, the name of the table, then write modify, then write the column name, and finally write its data type and terminate using the semicolon. That's my table student details, and as you can see the primary key is already added, which I have shown in the previous video. Now I'm going to add the not null constant for the name field. So now I'm going to write the command, so which is alter table. Now the table name, let me put student details. Now I have to write modify. I need to write the name of the column. So let's say I'll make name as a not null. So varchar 50, its data type, and now just write not null. That's it. See, query. Okay, let us check the description. So now you can see that name does not accept null values anymore, but previously it was accepting. So it means that the constant is activated. Now if I have to remove not null constant from any table, let's say at the time of table creation you have mentioned not null, or let's say by making or let's say by using the alter command, whatever it is, but if you need to remove it, so the thing that we have to write is, I'll just use the last command that I used, and like I showed in the syntax, we will just remove the not null portion. That's it. So you just need to write like this and press enter. Checking the description, you can see that yes, now it accepts null values. add the default constant, we have to write alter table followed by the table name, then write alter column. Please remember, in the last constant, that is when we were doing the not null, we had written modify, but now you need to write alter, specifying the term column, then write column name. After that, write set default followed by the default value. That means whatever you are going to set as the default value, you have to put it here. In this case, if your data type is varchar, char or date, then it should be inside the inverted quotes. But in case of numeric data like decimal or integer, you don't need to put the inverted quotes in this place. Okay. Now the next one is how we can remove a default constant, which is again alter table followed by the table name, then write alter column column name, which is so far same, just the last portion is different, which is drop default. So you just have to write the term drop and then write the name of the constant, which is default. That's it. So now I'm going to type alter table, then write the name of the table, and now write alter column followed by the name of the column. Let's say date of birth followed by, then write set default, and now I just have to put the value that is the default value for date of birth, which I said for date we need to put it inside single quotes or double quotes. So 2006-01-01, that is the date format, how we do year, month, date. So this is the format how we enter date in MySQL, like year, then month, then date, and in between you need to separate them using the hyphen sign. Okay, finally semicolon, that's it. So if you check the table description, you can see that date of birth has now got a default value. That's it. Now let us do one thing. We will learn how we can remove this. So I'm just going to make changes, like I'm just going to remove it. Okay. Now drop default. That's it. Now drop default. That's it. So alter table student details, alter column, date of birth, drop default. That's it. If I press enter and if I check the description again, I can see it's gone. So the default value is removed. After this, I'm going to show you how to add the unique constant. So to do that, just type alter table followed by its table name, then write add unique, within parentheses put the column name and terminate using the semicolon. And in order to remove the unique constant, just write alter table followed by the table name, then write drop index followed by the column name. Please note, we are not going to write drop unique, rather we are going to write drop index followed by its column name and terminate using a semicolon. So let's check it out. So I'll type alter table student details. Now write add unique, and whichever column I want to make unique, let's say which one should I make? Let's make name as a unique column. So name, that's it. Press semicolon. Now I'm going to type the command, which is alter table student details. Okay, and now I have to write add unique. Please be sure with the spellings, because once you press enter you cannot make the changes. Again you need to type from the beginning and it will show you error. So alter table student details, add unique, and within parentheses just put the column name. So if I want to make name as unique, that's it, it's done. Now if you check the table description, you can see under the key category comes UNI for unique. So name now has got a unique constant. Okay, so now I'll just remove this constraint. That's it. Now I'll just remove this constraint, and for that I need to write alter table student details, drop index, and write the name of the column, which is name. That's it. Again, let me show you the description. You can see that unique constraint is gone. Okay, now the last one for this session is the check constraint. So how does it work? To add a check constraint, we have to type alter table followed by the table name, then write add constraint, put a constraint name, then write check, and within parentheses put the condition. Okay. Finally, to remove the check constraint, we have to write alter table followed by the table name, then write drop constraint and just mention the constraint name. So let me show you how we can do that. So let's say on this table, I'm going to add the check constraint on the age column. So alter table student details. Now write add constraint. Now I have to put a name for this constraint. Let's say the name is check age, and then write check, I missed a space in between, add check. After that, within parentheses I have to put the column name, which is age over here. So let's say age should be greater than 10. Then end the parenthesis, terminate with semicolon. That's it, it's done. But if you want to see it in the description, unfortunately you cannot, because the check constraint is not shown in this table schema. But I can show you how you can remove this. So I'll just use the last command that I have written. Now alter table student details, and this one we don't need to write, that is the condition we don't need to write, even check we don't need to write. So only I have to replace this add by drop, and the rest of the part will remain same, that is drop constraint. And now I'll just write the name for this constraint. That's it. If I press enter, so that's query okay, it's done. Check constraint was added, further it was removed from the table. So that's it about the 4 constraints that I shown in this video. I hope you have understood, you have learned something from this video. You can always leave your comments below in the comment section, and do watch the next video to learn more about MySQL commands.